After an incredible 5 days at the Conrad Maldives Resort, it is time to leave the Maldives. But don't worry, because our trip is not over yet. Today we are heading from the Maldives to the Seychelles.
Again, we're going the long way. We have to go back to Doha and then down to the Seychelles, even though Maldives and Seychelles aren't actually that far from each other.
Yeah, there isn't a direct way that you can get from the Maldives to the Seychelles, really.
It's gonna be about a 16-hour travel day with an overnight on a plane.
Not the best, but if it gets us some more paradise like this, it's well worth it. We have to check out of our room and catch a seaplane back to the international airport on Malé. Look at that water, man. If you haven't checked them out yet, be sure to go back and look at all of our Maldives videos. We just had an incredible couple of days. It went by so fast though. Just got our bill. We'll put a link to our video that does a full price breakdown of the entire trip in the description and on the screen right here, in case you're wondering about all the budget side of this whole trip.
Made it back to Malé. We need to go check in for our international flight, which is in about 2 hours.
Since we're flying employee standby on Qatar Airways again, we have to change clothes. They require you to wear a dress shirt and dress shoes. No more shorts and flip-flops.
To leave the Maldives, you also had to fill out a form, a health declaration, and you had to get a QR code. So you really have to stay on top of these regulations. If you're interested in visiting the Maldives, we'll put a link to the Amuga health declaration in the description.
So we got here to check in for our flight and found out that you need to fill out a similar form to enter the Seychelles. This form was a little more intense. It required you to put down all of your accommodation, your flights in and your flights out of the country, and there was a processing fee for it. We did not know this ahead of time. To do the rush processing, which should take about an hour, it ended up being $70 per person. So an extra 140 bucks that we weren't planning on spending, and hopefully this will come quickly because we don't have a ton of time before our flight takes off. But until then, we're just waiting to check in.
Whoops.
So our form came through and they had just about closed, but they let us through, barely got through passport control. They were calling last call on our flight. Luckily, a very nice security guy allowed us to skip the security line, and now we're on the bus. I think we're gonna make it. Still can't believe we made it.
No one in the middle. This worked out way better than I thought it was going to. Just landed in Doha. Now we're headed down to the transfer desk to see if we could get boarding passes for our next flight because we're still on standby. It would be nice because there are a couple of lounges here, so if we can't get boarding passes, no lounges.
This airport is probably the nicest airport I've ever seen. They market it as a 5-star airport, and they have lines of IMAX that you can just get on whenever you want, and all these cool sculptures. It's a pretty nice airport, I'll say that.
I think in 2021 it was voted the world's best airport.
I would vote it the world's best airport.
Yeah.
It's super, super nice.
The Doha airport is famous for this teddy bear sculpture. It's made out of cast bronze, and it's reportedly worth several $1 million. And I believe it's called Untitled. Pretty big teddy bear. I don't want to jinx us by saying things are going smoothly.
Then don't say that.
So we got boarding passes to Seychelles, yay! Still very tired, so there's that, and dehydrated. So I think we're going to take these boarding passes and run to the lounge, maybe sleep a couple hours before we go on our flight, which is at like 2:50 in the morning. I normally don't like these overnight flights because I like to get my rest, but that was the only time we could go.
Spread food is pretty good. Went for some soup, got a little tuna fish sandwich, a couple little salads. I think we've got about 4 hours until our next flight. Shouldn't be too bad.
We get the Priority Pass lounge visits with the Hilton credit card we talk about all the time. We actually get 10 visits in a calendar year. That's worked out for us so far. If we ever maxed out on that, we would definitely consider getting another card that had more lounges. But since it's included with that credit card and it's free to get into these lounges, it actually saves us money because we end up eating a lot of our meals at the lounges and we get a drink or two. So we'll link that card in the description. It's a fantastic card, only a $95 annual fee, which isn't too bad. And we get a lot of use out of it. Our flight is boarding soon, but we still have no idea what gate we're at, so we gotta figure that out. Might be important. Economy class in reality, first class in my heart. It's 3 a.m., but I think
It's 5 a.m.
it's 5 a.m. Maldives Conrad time. Boy, do I wish I was there right now. I'm tired.
This flight is about 5 hours, and I don't think we'll have any trouble falling asleep.
The nice fella at the staff travel desk told us that there was some open rows. We're gonna lie down and go to sleep.
We made it to the Seychelles.
Yay! It looks quite a bit different than the Maldives flying in. Very mountainous.
Right when we got off the airplane, they made us go through a temperature screening machine. Then we went through passport control. It was super simple. Currently, you do not need to have a negative COVID test or show your vaccine status to come into the Seychelles.
You, however, have to fill out the travel authorization form, which is quite extensive. You have to have all of your lodgings booked, a departure flight booked, and it has to be actually approved. That was the problem with us. We didn't know it had to be approved ahead of time, so.
We didn't have to show that here, but they will definitely check that when you're getting on your flight to the Seychelles.
So our next move is we are going to take a ferry to Praslin. So we have to figure out how to get to the ferry port from here, which I think there's a shuttle somewhere.
So it turns out for the shuttle you need an advanced reservation, so we're taking a taxi.
Okay, we've made it to the ferry terminal. We do have a ferry booked for later in the day. There was only a ferry at 10:30 and a ferry at 4:30, and we didn't think we could make the 10:30, but passport control and everything was super easy, so we're gonna try to get that earlier ferry so we don't have to hang out here for 6 hours. It's not a very comfortable terminal. So Kevin is going to see if he can change our ticket. And then we're headed to Prowlin, hopefully, very soon. It is very warm here.
We were able to change our tickets. It costs 50 rupees to change it. That's not very much. And we don't have to hang out for 6 hours now. So we can board right now because it's 10 o'clock.
Sweet.
Let's
Do
get
they
on
have
it.
AC on there?
I hope so.
And food? We both passed out on the flight, so we did not eat any food. I really hate these overnight flights. They're tough on the body. And I haven't had any coffee, and I'm pretty sure it's morning time. So that needs to change, although it's hot AF out here, so maybe iced coffee?
Made it to Prowlin. The ferry was about an hour and 15 minutes. There's air conditioning that you can buy, but we ended up getting the outside seating, which was a little warm. The breeze kept it not too bad. Pretty quick, definitely a little cramped. We're here now.
Hopefully food and caffeine and a nap and a shower are in our future. These are the things that I need.
Getting the bags was a little crazy. Everyone bombarded the one area, and I could see our bags, but I couldn't get to them, so it took a little while to get them, but we've got them now. We're gonna try to catch a taxi to our hotel, drop these off. We got the early ferry, so we're about 5 hours early for our check-in. Hopefully that will not be a problem. Thank you. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
So you know our last couple trips have been kind of on the luxury side. Now we're going a little bit more budget, but still our budget accommodation has a welcome drink, which is pretty cool. Might be mango juice, I'm not sure, but it's delicious because I don't know if I've said this enough. It is so hot and humid. Like, this might be the most hot and sweaty I've ever been in my life. Definitely top 5. Hot tip for Seychelles, make sure your accommodation has air conditioning. Not all of them do. Welcome to my crib. This place is called the Old School Self-Catering Apartments. It's in Prowlin. It's decently close to the ferry jetty.
Yeah, it was like a kilometer or something.
Yeah, it was like a 5-minute taxi ride, which was 100 rupees or about $7 USD. But they do rent cars out of here too, and they said they'll meet you at the pier if you want to rent a car from them, which we may do. Pretty big. I think this was $58 US a night, something
Killer
like
deal.
that. Yeah, amazing.
Huge, big living room.
Yeah, kitchen. After the ridiculous amount we spent on food in the Maldives, we're probably going to be making some of our own breakfasts and dinners to make up for that large expense. I didn't realize it had a washing machine, which is awesome because our clothes are a little bit sweaty. Nice big bathroom. I'm just happy to be in the air conditioning, can you tell?
Yeah, the air conditioning works great.
And a fantastic bedroom, a king-size bed. Not really much of a view, but it doesn't matter. We like to do a mix of the luxury and the more budget self-catering type of trips, and since we've done luxury the past couple trips, now we're doing a more budget.
It's clean and the AC works great.
Yes.
And there's a restaurant right downstairs that serves coffee. It's called Number One Coffee. So
Number 2 coffee. Yes. We are here for 3 nighs, and then we'll take the ferry over to Litig after that, which we're staying in an Airbnb over there.
it's about noon right now. We both did not sleep very much, and we haven't really eaten anything since the lounge last night in Doha. So I think we're gonna head downstairs and get some food.
So they're not exactly Southeast Asia prices, but it is a lot cheaper than the Maldives. It's nice to see you can get a full meal for under $10. I'm glad we went to the Maldives first and then came here. Now that I've eaten food, I thought that I would feel better, but now I just feel tired and want to take a nap.
We've had 2 coffees and we've sat at this little cafe for a while. The coffee is really good. Really hard to not go to sleep before a reasonable hour tonight. So I think we need to stay up for at least another 5 or 6 hours, which might be a struggle. Yeah, 7 or 8 o'clock is a reasonable time for us right now. We spent the last couple hours just hanging out in our room in the nice air conditioning, but we're about to fall asleep, so we think it's a perfect opportunity to head down the street to a supermarket.
That store was only like a 2-minute walk from our apartment. So that's pretty convenient. We definitely went overboard with what we got, but we 100% will have all of our breakfasts in the room, so that'll save there. And we got lots of snacks and some wine and beer, of course. So I don't think we're gonna go hungry.
We ended up spending about 830 rupees on all of those groceries. 800 rupees is about 55 US dollars, give or take.
$55 sounds like a lot, but that'll be like at least 5 meals for us. So if you divide that up, it's like just a few bucks a person, so it's not that big of a deal.
Right now it's about 6 o'clock. We are still battling the jet lag like crazy.
We're super excited to explore the rest of Praslin, this island, and the other islands around. But tonight we're just gonna chill in because tomorrow we have a full day of touring some cool islands with some cool wildlife and other cool stuff here. Oh my God, I need sleep. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you do not miss our other Seychelles adventures.
Thanks so much for watching.
This is Kelly and Kevin from the Awkward Tourists. Peace out. They are protected here, so they're allowed to just flourish. A dinosaur. We get the priority pass lounge fidget. Well, we get the priority pass.
They made us go through a temperature screening machine.
This might be one of the most times. This might be the most hot and humid at 10:30 and then one at 4:30.